welcome back. It's Maxine, your spiritual astrologer, sharing astrology in a more empowering and soul-centered way. And today we're going to get into the Cancer new moon. That's on July 5th or 6th, depending on where in the world you are, but truly, whenever you are listening to this, whenever you clicked play, trusting that you are here for a reason. But I'm so happy you're tuning in because we're going to get into the spiritual messages of this Cancer new moon. So what are those spiritual reminders, messages for your soul that you really want to sit with, reflect on, perhaps journal on, do a moon ritual surrounding these topics, these questions that come up that I'll be sharing in today's episode. So as you listen with your heart, your intuition, and feel out what really is your spiritual message. It might be one, it might be all of them, but this is a beautiful time to tune in and get clear on what your new intentions are, especially moving forward. I always do these updates every 2 weeks because the new and full moons happen like clockwork about every 2 weeks. And they are those opportunities to really go within, to pause, to see those messages that the universe is trying to send your way, kind of knocking at your door. Every new and full moon, it's that chance to really to get it, to have things click, to have those aha moments and come back home to yourself in some way. Again, no matter what your zodiac sign is, no matter what your birth chart is, this will apply to you. And if you want to get even more insight on specific themes to pay attention to, you can sign up for my free Astro Mail. I send out moon horoscopes every new and full moon with even more details, more musings on that. So you can go to MaxineLuthia.com if you want to get yours. Again, it's totally free. And if you want to learn more with me, if you want to book a reading with me or get my free astrology basics guide, all of that, it's all on my website too, so you can find that again at MaxineLuthia.com. And if you do know a bit more about astrology, just to note that this new moon in Cancer is taking place at 14 degrees, so almost smack dab in the middle of Cancer. And so if you look to your birth chart and you notice that you have maybe your sun, your moon, your rising in Cancer, or even other planets like your Venus, your Jupiter, whatever it is, just pay attention to that because this may be a more significant new moon for you. So even if you have planets in the opposite sign of Capricorn or even Aries or Libra, again, the closer to the middle degrees, that 14 degree, the stronger that would be, but it just might be a more significant new moon for you. So more changes, more opportunities of growth, new beginnings, aha moments, that kind of thing. Your intuition is really speaking to you at this time. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm gonna go through all 5 spiritual messages now. Just listen with an open heart and see which one is really speaking to you. And please let me know if you want to reach out to me over on Instagram. Just send me a message and let me know what came up for you. Or if you're on YouTube, you can just comment below as well. But I love to hear from you. I love to know that these resonate, that they inspire you in some way or help you in that reflection. So without further ado, let's get into it. So spiritual message number 1 for this Cancer new moon on July 5th, July 6th is feel it. And feel it to heal it. Feel into it. Allow yourself, really give yourself the permission slip to sit with your emotions. And almost, for some, this might feel, maybe for you, it's a clearing. You need to feel your emotions and release them and have a new start, have a new perspective. And for someone else, this might be you're learning to feel it. You're learning to embrace your empathic self, your nature, and maybe find a new way of going about that, of seeing how your emotions are even fueling your action, or embracing that you're an emotional being more. We're not robots. We have emotions, and they're meant to also, this new moon is a lot about your emotions. Your emotions are meant to give motion, motion. They're meant to put things in motion. And so it's almost as if this new moon is for you, perhaps you might sense that there's some emotion you're feeling because you want to act, you need to act. And this speaks a lot to the talent triangle that it's in, the special aspect configuration of the new moon at, again, 14 degrees of Cancer, and it's trining Saturn in Pisces, and it's sextiling Mars in Taurus. So what that means for you, though, is that it's really asking you at this time to harness your emotions and to put something into action, into motion. But it really is about feeling it, allowing yourself to feel it, giving yourself, again, that permission slip, because it feels like something's been locked up, and this is one of those times where you might be feeling all of that pouring in and out of you. You know, it needs to come up to be cleared. And so giving yourself just, again, the permission, the ability, the time, setting aside some time and space, maybe daily, to journal or do some self-care, go on a walk by yourself, or get support, emotional support in something that you've been going through. But honoring that you are human, you're not a robot, you need to feel your emotions, and that's okay. Like really accepting and acknowledging that there's something, some emotion that's trying to speak with you. So what is that emotion? Identifying that, and then letting yourself see what is the next step. What is the action you need to take to feel better? And then spiritual message number 2 for the Cancer new moon is find your home. And this could show up very obviously in the sense of maybe you're wanting to move homes, or you're expanding on your home, you're doing renovations, or you've wanted to and you're wanting to now put that into action in some way. Or even in a sense of feeling a deeper sense of belonging. You want to find your place in the world. You want to find your soul family, or perhaps start fresh in your relationship with family members, or those people you want who are soul family to you. You want to feel a deeper sense of connection. So that could also be a new start in some way. But it all comes back to finding your home, finding your sense of coziness. It's almost you're opening up the door and you're feeling that welcoming energy. And that can look so different for each person, but seeing and really feeling into what is it that you need to feel more at home. And it might even show up as wanting to find that sense of home within yourself, feeling at home in yourself, in your own skin, just really that self-acceptance, that love, that inner peace and security. And so that also might be a part of wanting to find that, being committed to that going forward. And then spiritual message number 3 for the Cancer new moon is nourish with intention, nurture with intention. Whatever seed you're planting at this time, it is a very, very good time to manifest, to start something new. So be wise, be intentional with what that is you want to create. What is it that you want to put out into the world, you want to manifest? What are you willing and not willing to put your energy into? Because what you're nurturing is growing. If you so choose to create an intention, that is, but sometimes we even do so without thinking, and so we get scattered energy, and that's where weeds start to happen. And so at this time, you might want to plant that seed, or also take out, do some weeding, and see where were you giving your energy away to that didn't feel aligned. It wasn't something that is an expression of your soul. That just can be so draining. So you might notice this at this time too. And this new moon in Cancer, it's actually exactly opposite to the degree the goddess asteroid Ceres. And so I actually did a whole episode, a whole nother video on that on YouTube too. So it's all about the goddess asteroids. If you want to know a bit more about them, there's Ceres, Pallas, Vesta, and Juno. So go to that if you're interested. But Ceres is the goddess asteroid of motherly love, of fertility, of agriculture, of harvest. And so this new moon, be very mindful of those themes. Be mindful of what it is that you want to nurture. And so that quite obviously can relate to goals, but also even that concept of mother. Related to that, what new start do you want to begin? Maybe that's your relationship with your own mother, or maybe wanting to be a mother, or mothering yourself, nurturing yourself. How do you mother others in your life? Everyone can be a mother in that sense. So being mindful going forward of not only what you want to nurture, but how you wish to nurture yourself and others. and even projects, whatever it is that you want to see outwardly grow and be abundant in your life. Now is the time to really get intentional with that. And then spiritual message number 4 for the Cancer new moon is about a karmic crossroads, a karmic choice of sorts. So when we're talking about this new moon in Cancer, it's squaring the nodal axis in Aries and Libra. And that's at 10 degrees at this time. And that activates that karmic axis, that nodal axis. And so what this means for you personally is you might notice at this new moon, something from your past is rearing its head. Some old issues, some old pain, some situation, something is coming up for you. And this is an opportunity to face old fears, old pain, something from the past, some old pattern, and to heal that, to really move forward. It's not so much something, it may be for someone something that they have to face that they haven't yet to move forward, like you're getting the realization of what specifically that is, maybe what the underlying fear is, or hurt or pain. But for many at this time, it's a crossroads of knowing what you need to do to walk the higher path and doing that and walking that path and saying yes to your future rather than that old pattern or that old hurt. So it's, again, that karmic crossroads of now during this time, you might notice that there's especially some truth that you might need to face. And this is where we also have Pluto opposite Mercury at this time in Leo and Aquarius. So there's this need to see really clearly some truth for yourself, a personal truth, and to be bold in that and to walk and stand in your power more. So at this Cancer new moon, you might very well notice something from your past coming up to be looked at, to be faced, and ultimately to be transformed. So you can step back into your power, so you can live true to your soul's path. And so a great time at this new moon to be mindful of your soul's evolution and see the bigger picture and reflect on all that you've been learning, especially since the eclipse, if you think back to the spring. So just something to keep in mind as you go through this new moon and really through July. This is a big theme of that soul growth and the learning that comes with it. And then spiritual message number 5 for the Cancer new moon is face your fear of rejection and hopefully let that go. Maybe not overnight, it might take more time, but this Cancer new moon is asking you to seek true belonging, to seek family, soul family, people who love you for you, who you don't have to be only this two-dimensional, boxed-in kind of claustrophobic version of yourself. You can let yourself evolve. You can let yourself make mistakes. You can let yourself be free to change and change your mind and grow. That is what this is about. It's about not fearing rejection, not fearing, well, what will they think if you change? What will they think if you do X thing or you express yourself in so-and-so way? It's letting yourself make your decisions, and there may be fear, that's a very real human emotion. It doesn't feel good to be disliked. It doesn't feel good to be rejected or cast out. That doesn't feel nice. So understanding that, but still choosing you anyway, still choosing not to reject yourself. So that is a really important one, especially if this is part of your karmic lesson here, and that would show up in your birth chart. But if you have noticed throughout your life this fear of holding yourself back for fear of being rejected by others, then this is a really important new moon to do that reflection. And also if it's just been something that's been coming up in your field lately, this fear of rejection or having to come face to face with that, then this could be one of those spiritual messages for you that you want to reflect on more and do more digging into. And this is actually going to be part of a bigger theme of not people pleasing, especially this upcoming next 9 months or so. Lilith just moved into Libra on June 29th, so all the way until March 2025, there's this big theme collectively of letting go of that fear of rejection and daring to be yourself no matter what the other person thinks, letting go of people pleasing in a big way. And yeah, those are all 5 spiritual messages for this Cancer new moon on July 5th or July 6th, 2024. And so let me know what came up for you, which one really struck a chord with you, which one you want to reflect on. Again, do some journaling, have conversations about this, set a new intention going forward. Do some moon ritual for yourself, just really whatever it takes to make sure that you're taking whatever came up for you here and you're letting yourself set that new intention. You're seeing that there's an action that backs up this knowing that's coming through for you. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening, for being a part of this. I'm so grateful to share these moon messages with you every new and full moon. If you want to subscribe so you don't miss out on our next update, moon update, transit update, then make sure you do. And of course, if you want that free moon horoscope that I send out every new and full moon for even more specific themes, then you can go to MaxineLuthia.com. You'll see that there. You can sign up. Again, it's free. And I have other ways to learn astrology with me in this spiritual way, this more empowering way, this way to use astrology as what it's meant to be, this ancient spiritual tool for your own soul's journey and evolution. And so if that's something that interests you, I'd love to give you a reading. I'm going to be restocking those for the next couple months. And of course, if you want to join me in spiritual astrology school one day, or you'd like to, look at my self-paced courses I also have, would love to have you be a part of that. Hope you have such a beautiful Cancer new moon. Sending many blessings your way. Take care, and until next time.